when you go here, down. Okay, sometimes it's really hard to see how this central line works. Sometimes. I know we're not supposed to tilt this, right? But you can, in a way. And I don't mean to tilt. So you know how we have to hold the center and go to yang, and hold the center and go to yin. You're doing the same thing with the center line, also, right? And it's expressed through the body, and that's how I can get my hands to weigh like 1,000 pounds, right? If I try to press into it, right? You try to put pressure in, and I create the resistance. I might feel strong, but there's a point where I'm gonna start pushing myself off because tension. You feel the handle on my shoulder, okay? So people think, like, how am I gonna do this? So this covering, right, feel what my sternum is doing. So just put your mind on my sternum and watch how everything else happens, right? So it's not like I start here. See, that's my hand first. Yeah. This is my elbows first. This is my shoulders first. But see, that's all out here. So my sternum is like on the center line, right? That has a suction against it. That I adjust the sternum, right? And then I lift the back and drop down the front. Yeah, that's all I'm doing. You see, so my sternum is really so like I hook in. I'm here. You're just, that's the effect. Watch how, if I try to pull, what happens. Don't worry, be strong. I take my hand. See, my force gives you that strength in your leg, right? But this is double weighting. I'm putting weight in there, right? I'm single weighting. I go down on my weight. Yeah. You get hooked into that line. Where you're standing is your gravity line, your center line, right? So when you pull me in, you want to pull me down that line. That's the black hole you pull me in. You're not pulling me behind you. You're pulling me down that hole. So you keep sinking your sternum down the front, down that line, right? So there's nowhere else I can be stable. Because I need to be standing exactly on that line.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I need to be there before I'm comfortable.
Gotcha.
And if you don't let me get there, I can never be comfortable.
Yeah, okay. I follow.
You see what I mean?
Yes.
That's what I realized. I'm like, oh my God, don't let them get there. And you pull, and you need them to get. It's like they want to push you there, and you're like, okay, and you let the force get there. But if you stop it, they'll just fall in the structure.
Yes.
Over. Okay, go. Bring that shoulder here, right? So now, when you bring this arm down, right, you have to see how all this has to route back down this front, so the back can come right back out and feed through the bones to get this hand down. So this has to go down for you to find the space for it to come back up and down. Yes. Yeah. Exactly. You see, if you just, your mind just goes out here and try to go, you see how it's separate. Your body, like your strength is there's no possible way, right? So you just see how this goes back for you to find the space of the elbow. Shoulder starts dropping towards that center. It gives you the space. Put me down.
Yeah.
Huh?
I said yeah.
You see that?
Yeah.
So everything's the same, right? Everything's the same, right?
Let's see if I can do this. This is my hard side.
Oh, you can do it. It's the time. Okay. Yes. Out the elbow. Now there's a problem with from elbow to wrist. So you have to go out that way with the yang on the elbow, but you have to come back with the yang this way towards your hand. Yes. And it still follows your center line. So keep moving towards your center line and all the way down. So it's always a center. That line will guide it all the way down. You're just trying to bring everything as close to that line as possible. And the closer you get to it, the worse it gets. Until you're in. So it's almost like the idea of the black hole. Like you can't get past the event horizon. Or once you're in, you're done.
Yeah.
It's the same idea.
It's
That's
interesting because when you were doing it before, and we were talking more just locally in the shoulder. It was harder, but when I think of this,
right, because
ultimately the ball is here, like the upper and lower center of mass. That's what's rotating. That's creating all this outside. See, like when you push on this arm, it's rotating this sphere that's on top.
yeah,
That's sitting on this sphere that's on the bottom. So I'm moving the bottom sphere and the top sphere like there's a stick going through the hole like two apples together on a stick. And I'm taking those two apples, I'm moving the bottom apple to move the upper apple. Right? I don't want to take my apples to move your apple.
yeah.
Right? I just move my own apple and you move. So I'm always looking at that. So if I want you to go down, I touch until all the pressure becomes exactly the same through my whole body. And what happens is, and you can tell this happening. Okay, so the pressurization is twofold, right? It's dependent on whatever you're doing coming back, and however I'm coming to you, right? However it's happening. But there's the junction point that meets, and then when I'm doing something, what I want to do is I want to get full, so I'm only filling up until the pressure in my body hits the point, and then now my body's full, right? So now I just have to connect to all your joints until the pressure in you equalizes with the pressure in me. Because right now, if it's a little off, I'm okay, but you feel like I'm doing something to you, right? So once it equalizes, then I become empty. Then I just expand from there. See, then it becomes like, oh. This is the weirdest thing. I did this I don't know if you saw me do it with Jim Dean.
No, I didn't.
This is gonna freak you out, okay? And so you're here. I'm here, right? So I'm trying to push you, right? But look how awkward this is. Like I don't even have my body behind me like this, right? So and this is like if you keep changing with me, I'm not gonna be able to do this. But this is just a demonstration difference if I use my sensor with my hand. Here's my hand. You see how lopsided that feels? Like as soon as I go to my hand, like this, I'm pushing myself off. There's no possible way, right? Okay, so now watch. This hand should be exactly the same on this side. And then I come up my center and down and pressure on both sides. You feel? This feels almost not right. Up here, I try to put my hand. No way. Put both hands up. Come to my center. Push up. Oh, he's changing with me. Sorry.
I was just trying to do my shoulder difference.
No. See, if I pressurize both hands.
Yeah, you're compensating for the structure.
Yes. So I'm just adjusting it all the time to see how that center does it. Once you feel this, then you'll understand how that center works. Like this is almost impossible. There's no way. You try to push your hand. This is almost. There's no possible way, right? You can hinge off of that. Right?
Yeah.
So now put your other hand up here. So now, see the center, right? So now what's gonna happen is, you'll see how much you have to feed into this, but split it from the center. Just feed this the exact same amount as that.
Yeah.
Right? But watch. Now without this and just go to one side, you'll see how that doesn't work. Like it just hooks up and you don't really mess it. So now without bringing that hand, your mind puts that hand up there. The same thing. Yeah. So that line, how still is that line? Right? Now watch, like do it again, right? Now just budge that line a little bit. You see how that line, if you move it, doesn't work? Okay, so see everything else happening by constantly adjusting so that line doesn't move. Yeah, see? It's really not difficult.
right? But you have to see that line as totally unmovable to see what's moving,
Yes.
right? If not, it's not going to work, right?
No.
There's no point, right? Let's lean into it as messy, right? Now put this over here. Just same position. So now, equalize what you're doing. Right? Focus, right? What's correct is that center line. So they come down to that expression ZHONG XIN DAO, central equilibrium.
Centrally, okay.
Right? Because that's what you're doing, right? Come. Yeah. For your center line, right? So no matter what I'm doing to you, right? Your condense expand and whatever you're doing is relaxing to hold that line, right? So feel what ends up happening. As soon as you feel happening to you, you see how you're moving so that your center line creates an equilibrium on all directions. Right, so it doesn't matter where I'm hitting you from, I'm gonna feel that circumference because central equilibrium keeps an equilibrium of pressure all the way around. If one breaks, that means that you don't have central equilibrium. People think, oh, I'm centered. No, that's just like you're centered now like a stick, and I move that stick a little bit, and now you're off. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's not central. Central equilibrium means can the pressure change? Can you change the size? Everything, but your inner pressure stays the same. Right? Fine. I'm this big. So give me the pressure. I'm here. Keep. Right? I'm here. See, I don't like the pressure from here to the perimeter exactly the same. Doesn't matter what size I'm at. So I can get. It seems like okay. I'm holding. You pushing. So watch. I get smaller. Right. But people think if I get bigger, it's gonna be hard. But why? I'm just getting smaller and bigger. It's not pushing you. I'm just getting smaller and bigger. You get it?
Theoretically.
Right, okay. So just do it.
Okay.
Say big. Get big.
Okay.
See its center and see the half line of your structure is your circumference against that center. So now get smaller to that center. Right? So now the trick is open and close so that center doesn't move, but the trick is to go back as much as you're going forward. So yes. You see, you're creating a space within the from that center. You're not trying to affect me. I get affected because of that. But the problem is most people they stand there and this one they try to push away. That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
You see the difference?
Yeah.
You see the difference? You get big, create big section. You know, condense, get small. Good. So now, get big again. See what's he doing? He's trying to go forward. Huh? Go forward. I'm big here, right? See my center, right? You know what? I go to the center. Jam up. Go, grab up together. Push. I go. But here's what you're doing coming back out. You're doing this. Right? So what? I open close. With the open close will give me the space to move to get bigger. If you try to move, you might run into So this one. Relax. And so use open close and use your center. As you open close, you'll see how arms can move. Stop. Open the other way. Back. And body back moving more slowly. Yeah. Use the hands don't engage as much. Right?
Yeah.
Nancy screwed me up so bad. I was just like, because if you're doing this, right? Feel how like that stick has to be the thing that you hit. It becomes like you're almost like hitting with that stick. You see? You see how that works?
Yeah.
It's like you just go up to the guy, BAM! Like you walk up and just headbutt the guy. I mean, really, like watch. Like, see, I'm not gonna headbutt you, but it's gonna feel like that, right? It's gonna be like I come up the top and down the front.
Like Seagun's.
Huh?
Seagun does like the thing where he like keeps hitting you on, like he walks out and he keeps banging you on the top of the head
Yes.
and you can't put your arms up.
Yes, this is it. If I go to you, no way. If I just go up and down on you, it'll feel like an angel coming down. Oh my God. Right. So that center, if you can use it in that way, so you feel like project, absorb. That cycle is on me. Everyone's always like project, absorb. That's how you see how does it work. Like absorb, project is on me.
Yes.
Like not about you. Nothing is about you. You're stuck. You're just a circumstance that happened.
Yeah.
Because you touched me, right? Okay. Center line doesn't move, right? So this is about changing with the changes in order not to change, right?
Mhm.
So that means that something is not moving, that's changing within itself, so that it can remain not moving, right? And this is all relative. Okay, so this is moving. So you're slowly working towards not moving certain things, and you're building a collection of those things. So first thing is, I don't want to call it point of contact anymore. That's the junction point, like where in space you touch. I don't want to be that. Right. So if I'm closing at the junction point, I want to work myself so that my center works just to the junction point. So like, if he pulls me, he has to pull on that junction point. See, I don't move off of that. It's gonna wave it just a little bit because the changing is push and pull, but that point doesn't. That point against your center line. So between those two, there's a both of us can, the training side can see equal pressure of pull against center to point when he comes around. We create the same pressure for him as he creates for me. Right, that overpower so that the junction point doesn't move when it comes around. So what I try not to do, I don't want, if I try to come over, you want to create the same condition for me so that if I start to come over, you're going to spin with me right at that point. Right, see, that doesn't hurt. If I'm coming up and the hands go, no, like, you come up, so you will do it. Your hands kept coming up to here, and then coming down. So the junction point is like moving around, right? Center line, and junction point doesn't move. So the only thing left you got, right, is be afraid, don't move. Okay? The only thing left is be a friend. You're moving. Stay right here. Don't move. I just want to demonstrate. Don't give me pressure. Like, just so you can see what I'm trying to do. Right. I want to open close so that the junction point, I'm moving like this. Right. Then I'm moving like moving around so that I'm not moving that point. I'm right here to this. I'm moving, condensing to pull on it, to stretch it. But so it becomes pull push along the horizontal line, holding this point in space. Or else what's happening is now you're creating a whole nother circle happening here.
Yeah.
And now you're managing all this. Right? And I understand in the beginning it is that, right? But now you get to take this big arc you're doing and take it down. That's the circle you're moving around on. That's the first quarter. That's the second quarter. You're not going, oh, this is the first quarter in the air. This is the second quarter in the air. You're going, okay. Right? Keep the center line and junction point still, right? Okay, so what? Right? So if I hold this and move the hand is what I don't want. No. Just move with me. So
Okay.
You see? Now,
Yeah.
See how big all that creates? So this creates this whole, you're creating this whole frontal wall that you're trying to get past.
Yes.
Right? Okay. So what I want is here, and I want to do this.
Yeah.
You see? And then it becomes not my elbow, it becomes my shoulder. Right? Because my shoulder becomes my open close, it gives me the shoulder. Right?
Yeah.
This becomes shoulder. Then becomes not this, not this, not this, this. So feel, right? So now,
Yeah.
right? So this hip roll becomes everything I do now. I'm going to come around, right? And this, the rest of my body will adjust to what my hip is doing to get around. So you're going to see, I'm going to do it slow, so you can see how I'm doing this. Boom. I'm absorbing. My body's turning. It's going convex. I'm projecting. Pushing up the shoulder, down my elbows. It came from there. See how little it moved?
Yeah.
All that happened. Right? I'm gonna do the same thing and move from my hand. You'll see it's like ridiculous. Crap, I'm moving.
Yeah.
Oh, no, wrong. You see where you started? Here.
Gotcha.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So one thing to really think about, right, is to this bone line will already tell you the direction where you need to go.
Okay.
Okay. I'll always try to get my arm to move along that line.
Along my line?
See, this is what I just did to you. This is your bone, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't push you here.
Oh.
If I do this,
Okay.
no, right?
Yes.
I need to get my bone to ride with your bone.
Yeah.
That's all I'm doing, right? You try that. Yes. You see, there's a certain pressure where it'll stay,
Yeah.
right? If you push too much, it'll slide. So you have to, there's this, see, it'll slide, right?
Yeah.
So watch, there's a certain amount that where I have to go into the bone.
Mm-hmm.
So, but what's happening with you is you're not realizing how far you're going along the bone before you're running across the bone first. Right? So
Yes.
always gauge along that bone first. Now I'll tell you how much you can push in. Right? Depending on what the other guys do. Because they want you to hit. Right? So that means if there's nothing there, bang, they're getting hit.
Yeah.
So if you just start moving towards them, they'll give you that pressure, right?
Oh.
Right? So like as soon as I get you, I'm there, I start moving there, you're gonna give you that pressure. You're gonna cover it. Right? So once you cover it, you give me, I got your bone. So now we're the locomotion.
Yeah.
Right? So I just want to be that gear. That's all I need. That's all. So I want this connection. I don't want this connection.
Yes.
Right? I want this. This will tell me how hard I can go that way.
Yes.
So that way will always equal this way, maybe even a little less to keep the perimeter. And then it feels like almost nothing.
Yeah.
Right? But the more I cut across the bone, try to go, see how you got control. Now watch. I don't even cut across the bone. It's gonna be so light.